And let's begin with chapter 1. The sententiae, the Latin word for sentences. Labor me vocat. Labor me vocat. Throughout the entire course, I will be underlining the subject once and the verb twice. And in Latin, regularly, very often, the verb is going to be at the end. Vocat. There's your verb. There's some vocating going on. If we look, this is the root of the word, vocat. And if you look at your vocabulary, it's voco, vocare, vocavi, vocatum. This is the root for the word call. And you can see here the present stem, vocat, is present here. By adding this T on the end, it means it's a third person singular. Present, active indicative. He, she, or it calls. And who is the he, she, or it that is calling? In this case, it is labor, work. Work calls me. Notice the word order in Latin doesn't make a difference. They will regularly put the verb at the end. Work calls me. Sentence number 2. Mone me, amabote, si ero. Amabote is thrown right there in the middle. This is just the Latin word for please. Please. Si means if. If, ero. Ero comes from the Latin word ero. All four principal parts are ero, errare, eravi, eratum. I encourage you, memorize all four principal parts. And the first principal part always means I blank. In this case, it means I err. Mone is a different part of speech. It comes from the Latin word moneo, monere, monui, monitum. And for any Latin verb, if you take off from the second principal part, you take off this re, what's left is the imperative, the command, the warning, the order. Advise in this case. Advise, the singular imperative of the present tense. Advise me, please, if I err, if I make a mistake. 3. Festina lente. Lente is just a word that means slowly. Festina, also this present active imperative, which means festina, hurry. Hurry slowly. Admittedly, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It is said to be one of Augustus's favorite sentences. Hurry slowly. Be quick about it, but not so quick that you make mistakes. Number 4, laudas me, culpant me. Both of these end in me. These are two separate sentences separated by the semicolon. Laudas me, culpant me, but yet there are two different meanings, two different subjects. Laudas comes from the Latin word laudo, laudare, laudavi, laudatum, and culpant comes from culpo, culpare, culpavi, culpatum. Both of these, notice we have our present stem in there, the second principal part minus the re, but it is the subject that is different here. This one, the subject of laudas, is what is signified by the s, which is you, singular. And so we call this the second person singular. It's the present tense, it's active, and it is indicative. The culpant means they, and this is third person plural, present, active, indicative. In other words, there is some praising going on and some colpointing going on. In the first one, you praise me, as indicated by the S, and the second one, they praise me, as indicated by the NT. You praise me, they blame me. 5. Saipe peccamus. I hope that you're getting used to looking for the stem, the peccamus, and the ending. First person plural here equals we. The whole analysis of this verb is first person plural, present, active, indicative. Often we err, we sin, we make mistakes, peccamus. Number 6, quid debemus cogitare. Quid just equals what? Debemus, this is the root for ought, we should, and this indicates, this ending means we should. What should we, what ought we? Cogitare, this is the present active infinitive. Equals to whatever. Let me step aside and tell you the second principal part of any verb. The second principal part of any verb is the infinitive. So you will learn of amo, amare, amavi, amatum. Amare, the second principal part, equals to love. And in this case, the infinitive is used to complete the sentence. It completes the sentence. What ought we? Yes, keep going. What ought we? What? To think. And so since it completes the sentence, it is the complementary infinitive. You see that oftentimes with wish and able. I am able, yes, complete that thought. Oh, I am able to swim. I wish to leave. These are the complementary infinitives, and in this sentence, what ought we to think? Number 7, conservate me. In a previous sentence, I told you that if you take this, the second principal part minus the RE, that is the singular imperative. When you add the TE on it, that is the plural imperative. Conservo, let's look at what I mean. Conservare, conservavi, conservatum. So conserva. So conserva equals you, just you, one person, save. But if I want to say, hey, y'all, save me, throw me a rope or something, I would say conserva te. Conservate also means save. See, we don't distinguish that in English. Save me, save me. We don't distinguish between the singular and the plural. So if I say save me, you don't know if I'm talking to one of you or all of you. But in this case, in Latin, it is quite clear, all of you, save me. 8, rumor volat. Subject, verb, rumor flies. This is your third person singular, present, active, indicative. Number 9, me non amat. May. May is not the subject. Latin doesn't have to start out with a subject. And as this sentence, this is the direct object. And as you will quickly learn, it doesn't need to express the subject. The subject in this case is contained in the verb. The stem, there's some love happening, there's some ama going on, and who is doing it? He, she, or it. Or in this case, not. He does not love me, or she does not love me. We do not have enough information in this sentence to distinguish which is the he, which is the she. There is no expressed subject. So both of these interpretations are fine. We can talk about it. It does not love me. All we know is that there is a third person. This T indicates the subject is the one that is doing, or in this case, not doing the loving. Notice Let me go back to this sentence over here. We do have an expressed subject. It is rumor. This is the subject, and it is expressed. It's right there. This one does not have an expressed subject. We have to get it from the verb. Number 10, nihil me terret. And in this sentence, this is the expressed subject. That's the direct object. Terret is your third, it still means he, she, or it, but we do have something to stand in for he, she, or it. We've expressed it. Nothing frightens me. Nothing scares me. This is your third person singular, present, active, indicative. Nothing frightens me. Number 11, Apollo me saipe servat. Notice we're getting a little more, not complicated, but a little more complex sentence. And you will find very, very often, if the subject is going to be expressed, like Apollo, like nothing, like rumor, it will often, not always, be the first word in the sentence. And often, the verb is going to be last. So if you're completely, totally stumped on a sentence, go to Apollo, serves. Here's my subject, Apollo. Here's my verb, serves. And as long as the two match up, in other words, this is a singular subject, this is singular, there's only one Apollo, and this is ending matches these singular endings, the T, then that's going to be your subject and verb. Apollo saves me, and this is just an adverb that means often. Number 12, salvete, quid videtis, nihil videmus. Hail, salvete. And he's hailing more than one person. Hey, y'all. Quid videtis. What, this is just the word for what do you all, this is plural you, and the response to that is we see, videmus, nihil, nothing. Again, the root of the verb, the stem of the verb is vide. There is some seeing going on. Who is doing the seeing? You get it from the end of the verb, we are. We are seeing nothing. Number 13, saipe nihil cogitas. Often. Nothing. Cogita, there's your stem. It comes from the word cogito, cogitare, cogitavi, cogitatum. That is your stem. So thinking, who's doing the thinking? You have to get it from the verb. The S means that you alone, you singular, are thinking. You think often. You think nothing. Second person singular, present, active, indicative. Number 14, bis das, si quito das. Here's a verb. Here's a verb. This is just a word that means twice. Das is the word from do, dare, dedi, datum, and it means to give. So it is your stem, the present stem, da, plus the S, where you get your subject, which means you, singular. You give twice. If you give quickly. That's the grammar of the sentence. What this means is if you pay somebody, you owe somebody money, and you pay it back quickly, oh, that's twice the favor. That's twice the goodness. Not only have you paid them back the money, but you've given it back quickly. Good for you. You give twice. That's two good things the person got. Their money back and their money back quickly. 15. Si vales, valeo. Same words here in the verbs. This means if. What is the subject of this verb and the subject of this verb? In this one, you is the subject, and in this one, I am the subject. If you are well, I am well. That's what this sentence means. If you are well,